Time for some Pilates. We're going to do a short focus on core, glutes, upper back, a little bit on the side body as well. Some challenging exercises, some easy exercises. As always, look after yourself. Don't do anything that doesn't feel comfortable for your body. Take a bit of a challenge where you need to for strength, but back out of something that feels like pain. So start standing today. Bring yourself up nice and tall. So it can be a nice way to warm the body up. So stand tall, feet face forward. So Pilates posture is good posture. Pull in off the core, so belly in, a lift and an open through the chest. So as if there's a string pulling you up toward the ceiling, the chest then opens, little tiny squeeze through the shoulder blades, relax through the arms, and a little bit of energy coming up from the ground. Take your arms in there as you breathe in. Stand nice and tall, bend the knees, hips go back, you're in a chair pose. Inhale, stand tall, zip up through the front body. Exhale, bend the knees, back into a little squat. Do 2 more like that. Breath in as you lift, bend the knees, squeeze the muscles and carry yourself down. Do that 1 more time. Have the arms really strong as you do the movement and bring yourself back into standing. Take your hands onto your hips. Once again, energy goes up through the body, belly is on. Now pay attention to your glutes, particularly the side glute. So you want to have the hips level. Push down through your right leg and then just gently float your left leg off the heel, maybe off the toes, and see what your balance is like. It's a great way to warm up. So lengthen the spine, pull in through the core, maybe lift your arms in there as you breathe in. Then as you exhale, take a single leg little squat. Now if you need to touch the toe on the floor, do so, and then straighten back up again. 3 more like that. If your arms are challenged, maybe bring your hands onto your hips. 2 more like that. And you're thinking about having that standing knee go forward. Try not to have it wobble around. 1 more like that. Lovely. Stand tall, lift the knee back up, 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 up. Place that foot down. So already you should be feeling some warmth through the legs and the core. Once again, other side. So pull in the belly, lengthen your spine, float through the heel, the ball of the foot. Balance yourself on your left leg as you float your right arm. Maybe you do the whole movement with your arms in the air. And with your arms in the air, it's making your upper back work a little bit, so feel free to do that. How is your balance? Then you're going to take a little knee squat. You can go as low as you like. And the idea is to think about the alignment of the knee in relationship to the toes. So if you feel that you're wobbling like crazy, there's nothing wrong with putting the toe on the ground and giving yourself a little bit of support. Full arms up, nice deep squat will be the most challenging. Hold the leg up, 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 then place that foot down. Step out nice and wide. So this is warming up your glutes. Turn your toes out, nice big deep squat. From your squat, check that knees are over your toes, heels are flat on the ground to start with. Once again, pull in through the belly, hands can reach in front. Without letting your head rise, just lift one heel, then lower it down and alternate. So breathe in through the nose, breathe out through the mouth. As you alternate from side to side, your hips are low, pelvic floor muscle lifts up, belly pulls in. Do a couple more each side. And just think, squeeze your quads. Yes, squeeze your glutes. Be really, really strong as you do this movement. Hopefully you're warmer. Last one. Good. Take your hands to your hips, walk your feet back together again. Bring yourself to the length of your mat. Take a breath in as you lift. Bend the knees and fold yourself all the way down to the ground. From the ground, take your feet back, step up onto your knees and you're in an all fours position. Press through your hands and lift through the core. We're always looking for a little tiny ditch in your lower back as we do some 4-point kneeling, some variations of pointed dog. Squeeze your right butt cheek, walk the right toes back, then lift that leg up without moving your hips or letting your body sway. From here, if you wish to, walk the opposite arm to the extended leg back. So you've got that arm and leg reaching away from the center of your body. From here, gently touch down as you exhale, lift up as you inhale. Repeat that 2, 3, or 4 times. So really feel that you're squeezing that glute nice and strongly as you lift the leg without the belly collapsing in. And then very gently, bring the foot down and bring both hands down. So you've got the foot on the floor and it's flat. So with your knee that's on the ground, push down. With the opposite arm, pivot around, lift it up as you breathe in. So in a big, beautiful side stretch. And then from here, if you can, pick up that top leg and you're in a bit of a balance. So squeeze through the floor arm. You can have that top arm in the air on the ground, and then lift and lower. Touch the toes down, lift the leg back up. So use your core, like keep it really strong as you do that movement. Go for 3 more. Squeeze the side glute as you lift it. Go for 2 more. Leg is facing toward the side, yes, so turn the toes underneath. Last one, hold it up, hold it up, hold it up. And then pivot yourself back where you came from. Take that toe back down. All fours again. Reset your core, push through your arms, walk the other leg back. So toes are tucked, knee faces the floor as you lift that leg. I'm a flexor because it's stronger for the core, but feel free to point your toe. So squeeze that glute, maybe walk the opposite arm forward. So reach away from the center of your body as you lift. You can hold, just being steady, or if you'd like to, you can lower and lift the arm down and up as you did on the other side. So use your breath. Feel how the exhale gives you a little bit more control, just a couple more. So belly lifts, push through the floor arm, last one. Keep the leg extended on the ground, breathe both arms down. Pivot yourself around to the side, push through your floor arm and lift that leg, lift the arm. Good, so looking down to the floor might make you more steady. And you can have that top arm down or up as you lower and lift that leg. So push that leg away from you. Be really strong. So as you lower the leg, you're pushing it away, the belly button faces the floor, just a couple more. So reach that leg out, keep it strong, squeeze all the muscles. One more time and then hold it up, hold it up, hold it up. Pivot yourself around. Legs are warm, core is warm. So from here, press back nice and long. Shoot yourself forward into a nice high plank position on your hands. Lock your core. And from this high plank position, step one toe back, tuck it, coming into a full plank. Squeeze your core as you come into your full plank. Squeeze your core. To keep everything strong, and take 3 breaths. So belly is tight, push to the floor. Try not to collapse your shoulder blades. 1 more breath. Without shifting your hips, can you place one knee, then the other knee back down again. Good, rest back into a pose of the child. I'm going to pivot ourselves over onto our tailbone to sit. So spin yourself around onto your backside muscle. So sit nice and tall, hug your knees into your chest, see how that feels for you. Maybe just hug, and this can be really strong for the core. You're trying to tuck the tailbone under. If you wish to, you can put the feet in there, see what that is like. Flex or point your toes. If you wish to, you can release your arms, and you're holding yourself in this really tight little tailbone, really strong. Maybe lift one leg, maybe alternate, and just go, oh, that can be so hard, can't it? Do 2 more each side. So you're pulling the tailbone under, you're pulling in through the belly, you're trying to be relaxed across the shoulders, heaps of control. Just 1 more. Beautiful. Place your feet down on the ground. Hands are behind you. Fingers face your body. Squeeze the shoulder blades, palms are flat. Lift the ribs, have the feet flat, come to tabletop. So elbows are soft, hips are high, look forward, don't stress your neck. Squeeze your glutes, then lower your hips down. Roll down if you can, 1 little bone at a time, tucking underneath through the tailbone. Coming into some bridge variations. Walk your feet in, have your feet fairly close to each other but not touching today. Push your feet into the floor, relax your upper body, lift the hips to a bridge. Exhale as you lower. This is your option 1, pressing down through the feet, lifting the hips. You're trying to keep the ribs down as you do that. The action is hip extension. Option 2, when you get to the top, pause, take your knees out, bring your knees back together and lower back down. Option 3 would be to stay at the top and then just rock them out 3 times before you come down. So getting a little bit into the glute med that we warmed up at the beginning in our standing. So you're going to lift it, squeeze everything strongly, open 3 times. Should be no knee stress or ankle stress, so be aware of that. It's all about the glutes. And go for a couple more rounds, and you can just be lifting and lowering. That's always the option. lift and lower. The option can be lift and just taking it out once, or you can go up for 3. So maybe you're in your last round now. So ribs are down, hips are up, squeeze the side glutes, really get them active. And then gently release. Hug your knees to your chest. Give yourself a little tiny hug. Hopefully you're starting to feel good. Let's get ourselves now focused a little bit more on the front core. So have your feet flat, come into that neutral position, little hollow under your back. So the front of the pelvis is level. The belly muscle pulls in, the ribs are in, nice and tight, but you still keep that little hollow. As you exhale, float your right leg in there to tabletop. So knees stacked over hip, shin bone is horizontal. And as you exhale, lift the other one up, keeping as steady as you can. Take a breath here, you can pause, or you can start to do a single leg extension. Every time the ribs are being popped up, that's when your focus is pulling them down. So really feel what's happening with your ribs. Also, be aware of what's happening to your belly. So you'll find that when the ribs are challenged and they start to lift, the belly will go with it. So belly is tight. You can make this movement slow, or you can pick the pace up a little bit. It's kind of like riding a paddle boat. Yeah, imagine on a paddle boat on the lake. So you can kind of make that action. Belly is strong. The only movement are the ribs expanding to the side, not upward, and the legs are alternating. Go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your knees back into your chest. Give yourself a little tiny release there, a little kind of a breather. Back into variations of our glutes. So feet will come flat together. It's a butterfly bridge this time. So similar to what you did, and if this one bothers you, feel free to go back to the previous one. Press your feet together as strongly as you can. So strong you feel your backside muscles squeeze. Lift your hips in the air and lower back down. So as you lift your hips, you're pulling the knees out wide. So like we did earlier with that focus on taking the knees out, but keep them out the whole time. You may not be able to lift as high, that is okay. Let's go for 8 more. So squeeze the hips as you lift. 7 more, breathing out as you lift. 6 more, go for height for the hips, but ribs are down. 5 more, push the knees out. 4 more, use your breath. 3 more, being as passive as you can through the upper body. 2 more, strong as you can through the lower body. Belly is tight for one last one. Lift, 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 and then gently release. Good, bring the knees back into your chest. Give yourself a little hug again. Hopefully you feel good. We're now going to combine the belly and the spine and the bridging with a roll up bridge. So feet can be together this time. Tuck your tailbone, feel this lower back flatten, and start to peel your spine, one bone off the floor at a time, and then gently release. So using your glutes to lift, and you're using your core to get the rolling action. So as you pull your groin bone back to your ribs, that's your core muscle that does that, yeah? But then pull the belly inside the body so you're stable, and then very gently release. So the challenge will be to have a go with this rolling action with one leg instead of 2. So continue to do the 2 if you wish to. Otherwise, float your left leg in the air to a tabletop, tuck the tailbone under, and continue to roll on one leg, and really be as steady and as square as you can through your hips as you do that. And you'll feel how much of a challenge it is to really articulate, to actually separate and move bones individually. So go for 3 or 5. It depends if you're moving more quickly or if you're moving more slowly. I'm going to go right in the middle and do 4. So remember, you can always work at your own pace, adding on extra moves when you need to. So we're going to change sides. So if you're doing 2, take a breath and then repeat. And if you're doing 1, let's try lifting the right leg in the air and peel your tailbone. So roll, roll, roll. So feel how much more challenging it is to get the control of rolling when you've only got one leg on the ground. So the glute has to do the lifting, and it's going to make you work your core a lot more to stop yourself from twisting. So go from 3 or 5, however many you want to do on this side. Sometimes it's good to do something different from side to side. I've just got one more. Bone by bone by bone. I hope you can feel this one. I really feel the challenge of keeping steady and also get the height. Like to lift into hip extension at the top is such a challenge. Release yourself down. Bring the knees into your chest. Give yourself a little rock and a little release from side to side. And spin over onto your side body. So bend your bottom leg up, take your top leg out, lengthen your body. So with that top leg, you've got it in line. Lift it so it's parallel to the floor. And make 10 little circles. 9, 8, squeezing that muscle. 7, 6, keep your underneath waist pulled in. 5, front belly on. 4, 3, 2, and then hold. Good, now hold that leg strong. With your top hand, place it on the floor, let your head rest. Bottom leg, lift it and slide it through. So you've got your feet now parallel. From here, some rotation, or rather, can't think of the word, pendulum action. One leg goes forward and one leg goes back. So you're now really feeling the challenge of your core. So feel the core muscle really pulling in strongly. And at the same time, feel that side glute area working. Bring the feet together. Lift both legs up just a little bit, a little bit, a little bit, and then gently release. Good. From here, press yourself up onto your forearm. Let's hold with a side plank. So lift your hips in the air. Be as strong as you can. You can do a kneeling side plank. You can untuck your toes and do a toe side plank. You can lift that top leg up for 10, 9, 8. Lift the ribs. 7. Core on. 6. Head is in line. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Lower yourself down. Let's immediately go around to the other side. Bottom leg will be bending. Top leg will be straight. Support yourself down on your forearm. Have a nice long line with your body. And then start to think about lifting your underneath waist muscle. And you're making those big strong circles. Go for 8 more. So push the leg out for 7. Knee faces to front for 6. Belly is on for 5. Everything is steady for 4. Only action is happening at the hip. Just the last couple. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And then hold that leg. Good. Take your top hand, place it on the floor. Bottom leg, shoot it all the way through. So you've got yourself now in this little side balance position. And then from here, little pendulums going from side to side. So hold the core as you do this movement. Try not to let everything float around. So the idea is to zip up through your front body and be right over on the side. Good, and then hold your legs up, hold them up, hold them up, hold them up. Then gently bring the knees coming into a little side plank. So rest yourself on your forearm, press yourself up. So check that your alignment is long and your head is stacked, stay. Or you can come onto your feet if you want to, and you can lift that top leg and hold for 10. Push your forearm for 9. Lifting through your core for 8. Belly is on for 7. Keep the head back for 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently release. Come over onto your front now. Take your hands down beside your body. Walk your fingers to your feet. Lift your head and the first couple of ribs and draw the belly in. Float the arms in the air. Now keep the upper body lifted. Keep your legs down and take the arms as high as you can. And all you're going to do is alternate one arm beside your ear, float it around through a T, one arm beside your thigh, and then just do that. And you try to keep the shoulder in external rotation. So what does that mean? So you're not actually rotating the arm, you're just moving the position. So if you're doing this with a good position, every time your hand is above your head, the palm faces in and the thumb is up. And then you don't rotate, you just sweep it behind you, the palm will be facing away and the thumb will still be up. So keep your thumb facing the ceiling the whole time. Squeeze your upper back. You can pick the movement up just a little bit, lifting the arms high. Body is still, belly is on. And get that upper back working. 4, 3, 2. Hopefully you're feeling good. I do. 1. Press yourself all the way up. Press back into a little pose of the child. Take a few breaths there. And hopefully you feel good. So thank you very much for playing. Feel free to give yourself a little bit of a stretch, whatever feels good for you. And I'll see you again in another short Pilates burst.